Hey, welcome. So today, we are gonna bust a huge myth in trading, and that is candlestick patterns. Seriously, forget about memorizing hundreds of them. We're gonna show you how to read the real story of the market using just two core ideas. Let's get right into it.
You know that feeling, right? You open a trading book, you start a course, and bam, you're hit with this just tidal wave of super complex patterns, each with some kind of bizarre name. It's enough to make you feel like you're trying to learn a whole new language overnight.
I mean, seriously, look at this stuff. Abandoned baby? A kicker signal? It is completely overwhelming. And here's the truth. Trying to spot one of these hundreds of different variations in a live trade, when real money's on the line and you have to make a decision in seconds, it's pretty much impossible.
Okay, so before we can simplify things, we have to get the foundation right. We're going back to the single most important building block of any price chart, and that is one single candle. If you can understand this, you can understand everything else.
So think about it like this. Every single candle, I don't care if it's on a 5-minute chart or a daily chart, it's telling you a complete story, and it only uses 4 pieces of information to do it: where the price started, the highest it went, the lowest it dropped, and where it finally closed for that period.
The color of the candle? Well, that's the headline of the story. If it's green, it means the price finished higher than where it started. Simple. The buyers won that round. If it's red, price finished lower. The sellers were in control. It's literally just a picture of the battle between buyers and sellers.
All right, now for the anatomy. The thick part, that's the body. That's the main action. But the wicks, those thin little lines, they tell a way more interesting story. They show where price tried to go, but couldn't. A long wick means rejection, a failed push. In this concept of rejection, it is absolutely crucial. So remember that.
Okay, so you've got the basics of a single candle down. Now, it's time for the big reveal. This is the whole point of this explainer. We're about to clear out all that clutter and focus on what actually moves the needle when you're trading live.
Yep, we're going to take all those ridiculously complicated patterns we saw earlier and just toss them aside. We're going to build a new framework, one that isn't about memorizing, but about actually understanding the psychology of the market.
That's it, just 2. Reading charts like a pro isn't about knowing hundreds of silly patterns. It's about deeply understanding the psychology behind 2 fundamental types of candles. Everything else you see is just a variation of these 2 core ideas.
So, what are these 2 magical categories? Well, we can boil everything down to a really simple strategy: spotting signals of power versus signals of reversal. That's it. One tells you the market has unstoppable momentum, and the other tells you it's probably about to turn around.
And here it is, the whole strategy on one slide. On the left, you've got power candles. Big body, tiny little wicks. They just scream momentum and dominance. They're perfect for trading breakouts. And on the right, reversal candles. Small body, long wicks. They scream rejection. These are your best friends for spotting when a trend might be changing.
Let's take a closer look at that power candle. When you see one of these on your chart, there is zero ambiguity. It's just pure conviction. One side, either the buyers or the sellers, is totally in charge. There was no fight here. It was a steamroller just moving in one direction. It is momentum made visible. So how do you actually use it? Well, it's perfect for breakouts. You find a key level, a ceiling or a floor that price has been struggling with, and then you wait. If you see a big, strong power candle close right through that level, that's your high probability signal that the price has enough momentum to keep on going.
And now for its total opposite, the reversal candle. Remember how we talked about rejection? This is what it looks like in its purest form. That long wick tells you that price made a big push, either high or low, but then got aggressively slammed back down, closing right near where it started. It's the story of a failed attack, and it signals a potential shift in power.
And here's how you trade it. You're at the top of a trend and you see a candle with a long upper wick. That's a shooting star. It suggests sellers are jumping in and taking control. Or you're at the bottom of a downtrend and you see a candle with a long lower wick, a hammer. That's a sign buyers are stepping in. These are your clues that the old trend is running out of gas.
Now, this strategy works on pretty much any time frame, but it's a good idea to be consistent. If you're day trading, trying to catch fast moves, the 5-minute chart is going to be your sweet spot. If you're more of a swing trader, holding positions for a bit longer, the 1-hour chart will give you a much clearer picture of the bigger trend.
Okay, so we know what to look for, right? We're hunting for power candles and reversal candles. But what about all the other candles in between? What do we do then? Well, that brings us to the final and maybe the most important piece of the puzzle, knowing when to just sit on your hands and wait.
And for that, I want you to meet the doji. This candle right here, this is what pure confusion looks like on a chart. The price went up, it went down, but in the end, it closed right back where it started. Neither the buyers nor the sellers could get an edge. It's a perfect stalemate.
And there's a really simple but powerful rule for dealing with these. A doji is not a signal, it's a question mark. The answer always comes in the next candle. If that next candle is a big green one, well, the buyers won the argument. If it's red, the sellers did. But you never ever act on the doji itself.
This quote really sums up the professional mindset. See, most of the time, the market is just noise. It isn't giving you a crystal clear power signal or a super obvious reversal signal. And in those moments of confusion, the absolute best trade you can make is no trade at all.
It's funny. Amateurs feel like they always have to be doing something, always be in a trade. But professionals, they act more like snipers. They will wait patiently, sometimes for hours, just for that one perfect high probability setup to appear. They don't chase the market. They let the market come to them.
So let's just boil it all down. The crucial takeaway is this: simplify everything. Forget all that noise. Just focus on understanding two stories: the story of momentum, told by power candles, and the story of rejection, told by reversal candles. Use the first one for breakouts, use the second for trend changes. And if you're ever in doubt, if the chart looks like a mess, you just wait it out.
So by focusing on these core ideas, you're not just memorizing patterns anymore. You're actually starting to understand the story the market is telling you, candle by candle. So the only real question left is, which signal are you going to look for first on the charts?
Thanks for tuning in.